Let's go dancing. It's time. We are live from Twin Peaks here in Hoover. Three-man front, Landrum, Pat, and Molly Conrad anchoring things from the studio of Jocks. Hope everyone is doing well. The highs, the lows, the woos, and the woes. We get March Madness, and we officially tip it off today.
Yeah, it's the calm before the storm. We are about an hour away from the first game being tipped off. The game 2 is the one that I know a lot of our listeners, including us, very interested because Molly's already decked out in her Nebraska jersey.
Woo!
As her Huskers get ready to do something that they have never done before, and that is win a game in the NCAA tournament.
Yeah?
Has never happened.
I woke up feeling good this morning.
Did you?
I did.
Did you do anything different?
No.
Try to change up things?
No, just
Okay.
feeling good.
All right, so just keep doing the same thing you've been doing. They've been losing.
I saw.
That's insanity.
Wait. No cornhead?
No, I can't find it.
And I don't see a beanie either.
Oh,
Yeah.
you can't
Okay.
find it.
Well,
It's too hot for a beanie.
they're almost a 2-touchdown favorite, so.
Well, it's also Nebraska. So.
Well, I know you keep reminding us, and then I remind myself. She's right. It is Nebraska, and a lot of times we've seen a lot of heartache in our 2 short years together.
Try almost 3 years.
Well, 3 years together. All that heartache makes it go by slower, I guess.
We are live at Twin Peaks. We'll be here for the next 2 days. Yes, we're not leaving. We actually have our pop-up right behind the restaurant. That
Oh,
we
so that's what that is.
Yes,
Yeah.
Landrum and I. That's what we do. It's like golf tournaments.
Yeah.
I mean,
Okay.
Landrum and I, we get our pop-up. We just park out in the back. So we'll be here for the next 2 days.
You can't beat an Airstream.
No.
No, we got all the amenities. We got everything we need, and we got Twin Peaks right here.
You don't need anything else. And I was talking to the great folks here at Twin Peaks, and one thing's for sure, they have added, not because they didn't have enough, but you know what? They wanted to serve the great people that come to Twin Peaks. They added 7 new televisions here.
Hey,
7, including 2 that are 85-inch televisions. That's kind of like going to your house, those big TVs you have.
yeah, those are TVs that'll make Noah Williamson look 14 feet tall. He won't be any better as a basketball player, Conrad, but he will be 14 feet.
Oh, my goodness.
That might help him. That might actually make him viable.
So everywhere you turn, you will be able to watch the NCAA tournament, the coldest beer in town. And I know today they've got some specials that folks can take advantage of.
I would love to pour milk in one of these glasses because they're so frosty
yeah.
and chilled. But it's the $3.97 Bud Light and Budweiser Draft, the 22-ounce. You can get that for $3.97 today. When you come in, you say hello to us, eat some great food, and enjoy some great tournament action.
Needless to say, you need to get here early because these seats are going to be taken pretty quick.
Yes.
We're located out here on one of the verandas, and I know this area that probably, what was this seat, about 50 people, maybe, something like that?
Yeah, you could get maybe a little bit more than 50 people right here.
Yeah, so need to get here early and get your spot.
Yeah, if we were going like Finley Center, what court would we be on? Would this be we'd be the north if you're walking into the restaurant and you're imagining direction. Then we would be northeast.
Northeast, you're correct. Yes.
So come and see us in the northeast quadrant.
Yes, we will, but you can't miss us.
We're gonna battle our way through this region for the next 2 days.
The first game today, 11:15. That is Ohio State against TCU. That's an 8-9 matchup, and then at 11:40. It will be the big one this morning. Nebraska, the 4 seed, taking on the Troy Trojans just down the road in the Wiregrass as the Trojans try to continue the woes of the Nebraska basketball team for the history. But, man, what a game last night at Miami University. I'm not calling them Miami of Ohio anymore. I'm just calling them Miami University.
There you go.
But the show that they put on last night, that was impressive.
Yeah, it was.
And, I mean, when you knock off SMU by 10 points, and it got a little hairy there because when SMU tied the game in the second half, you started thinking, okay, here we go. But I'll give Miami credit. And they're like Alabama. I mean, they're going to run their offense. And there's about 3 trips down the floor where they came up empty and got no points. And I'm like going, you guys might ought to work that clock a little bit. You know, like push it out a little bit. But that's what they run.
No, that's what they do. And this was an SMU team that, look, the bubble was pretty weak this year regardless. But you saw the flaws in that SMU team, not taking anything away from Miami, Ohio. I'm really, really close, though, to having – and I know what he said after the game. and paraphrasing like, "Hey, we belong here. We want to show." I've had about enough of that out of Oxford, Ohio. You got in the tournament, you beat a team, great. Let's quit crying over the spilled milk. We know that there was debate on you getting in.
Yeah, you've checked the box. You're in the tournament. You've won a game, and so now let's see how you do against the number one defensive team in the SEC. Because we know that Rick Barnes in Tennessee, they will have a really nice defense drawn up against that Miami offense.
They can hold that Miami of Ohio team with a lockdown apex performance to 50 points.
Yeah.
I've heard that Tennessee's weakness is Speedos, though, so that does play into Miami, Ohio's
I
benefit.
think a lot of people, that's their weakness.
Some people might say it's a strength.
Possibly.
Depends on how tan you are.
So Miami shot 41 threes last night. That is a first four record. They hit 16 of those three-pointers. That, too, was a first four record. The Red Hawks scored 80-plus points, dished out 20-plus assists, made 15-plus threes, had fewer than 5 turnovers. Never in the history of the NCAA tournament has that all happened in one game. And Miami checked the box last night. Isn't that amazing?
That is amazing. And it's great because we've had entertaining games, and that's what you would expect with what we get in Dayton. But we've had compelling, entertaining matchups, and that's been a good appetizer, if you will, for the entree that starts this morning.
The first game was, Prairie View, hats off to them, their first ever NCAA tournament win. They take out Lehigh 67-55. Nice second half for Prairie View, so they will enjoy at least a couple more days of being a member of the NCAA tournament.
This morning, the first matchup we get with TCU and Ohio State. Ohio State without, as we talked about on the show, one of their best players and scorers. TCU, I think that was a pick that our buddy Brian Edwards, our Vegas insider, said he liked TCU plus the points anyways. I think Horned Frogs in this one. But it's tough, though, when you look at Ohio State. And at times they look really, really good this year.
Yeah, there was a few times that I played them throughout the season, and I couldn't figure them out because I started buying into them, and then they would have a couple of those games where you're like, okay, I'm off of them for good, and then you just tune in to see how they're doing, and they're going back to the way that you thought they were going to play for the entire season. So that is a very interesting 8-9 matchup.
A fun stat that I saw last night when I was kind of tinkering again was over the last 7 tournaments, 9 seeds are 18-10 versus 8 seeds.
Yeah, a lot of my –
Don't you make me go back and tinker.
I'm just saying.
A lot of my data that I've been getting, that I've been perusing from the Vegas folks, they really love 9s over 8s, especially this year. Not that I changed anything on my bracket, but –
Remind me who the 9 is in this one.
That's TCU.
Oh, it is TCU. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
All right, good.
Also, maybe St. Louis, the 9 seed over 8 seed Georgia. Just throwing that out there, too.
I don't like that one. I like Georgia.
I like the under in that one. They got that at 170. That seems like that's pretty high. And just for a point of reference, historically speaking, in first-round games, the under is a play in the majority of the games, because Vegas seems to overinflate the point totals in the first round.
Okay.
Just keep that in mind.
I'm going to keep that in mind.
If you're interested in any of that. How many brackets did you turn in to our office bracket pool?
I just turned in one.
Just one?
Yep.
I broke down and I did too.
I changed my entry name.
Good luck seeing who I am.
I'm Honorable Judge Pruitt.
That's good.
I always try to take one memory from the regular season, and that influences my entry name.
I mean, you'll never guess. Conrad just doesn't even hide it anymore. He's going by Ho Chi Minh on his bracket.
I should have gone that route. I didn't. I went the Aden Holloway route for my bracket name, but I should have gone that way. You're right.
Ho Chi Minh. Yeah. Conrad's wife, a lot of pressure on her. She won last year's bracket challenge.
Marks was a genius. That's his.
Of course, you know what his wife's name is. Buckyball.
Is it buckyball?
Absolutely.
Oh, my goodness.
Well, she filled
Absolutely.
it out
Talk
last
about
night,
just-
and
just
after she
twist
filled it
that
out,
thing.
she goes, "How do I change the name? I need everybody to know who I am."
Oh, so everyone knows.
I was
who
like,
you
"Don't
are.
worry,
Everyone knows
honey."
Paige.
Yeah.
Not
Yeah.
a lot of guesswork on that one.
Yeah. you
Well,
don't have to
yeah,
worry
while
about
you've
that
been
one.
working and bringing home income to the family, we have been talking about you and Bucky's imaginary relationship.
Well, it's pretty interesting because a couple of the folks from Social Taco, they are in because they wanted to participate because more than anything, they wanted to take down Conrad and Paige
Yeah.
because of the whole, this is America. We cannot allow sympathizers from other countries to win our bracket pool.
Right.
And so I've been seeing a lot of texts this morning from a lot of our Social Taco folks that they are fired up. I mean, they are on a mission to make sure that our good, hard-earned currency from the United States of America does not go overseas.
Conceding the game of that we invented of baseball to the Venezuelans, that's as far as I want to go.
Yeah.
I already told Pat if I win, well, Paige wins, she'll take the U.S.
He wants
dollar.
to be paid in yen.
I want to be paid in yen because I have a summer trip coming up, and I figured that'll be a good way to start my bankroll.
You got a big meeting, don't you?
That's we're calling it a visit, Pat.
Somebody bring in some yen today.
Man, can you imagine if his family wins it again?
No. I can't.
Well, someone
What are
had
the
to end
chances
the
of
reign
that
of
happening?
terror from the Haney family.
That's the thing you got to worry about.
That's a good American family, right?
It is a good American family, but the numbers, they outnumber all of us.
That was the dynasty, the Haney dynasty, in all of our brackets that we run throughout the year. It's always a Haney.
He tied this year with Saybear.
He did tie this
for-
year with
for the
Saybear.
football. Yeah. And we were all pulling for Saybear.
There's always a Haney that's lurking though when
Yes.
it comes tournament time.
Yes.
You always got to beware.
He has taught his children well.
Yes, he has.
They do very well. One of his sons finished in second place behind Paige last year. So
And pay for one of his kids' education. All the pools
it's just no
we've
question.
donated to over the years.
Speaking of the tournament, really no new news on the Aden Holloway front. Nick Kelly did have a piece yesterday afternoon where he was just confirming what you and I had been checking on last Tuesday, that Aden Holloway was involved in a traffic stop. That came on March the 10th, per his attorney, Jason Neff. 6 days later, the Alabama basketball star, he was arrested on 2 felony drug charges. This is what his attorney told Nick Kelly at AL.com. He says, I don't think the two things are related, though. I know a lot of people are drawing that assumption. I think it was very coincidental, end of quote.
I don't even know if that makes it better or worse if it was coincidental. My question is, if you were pulled over in a traffic stop the previous Tuesday, did they find anything there? Was there anything that was found there?
I believe his attorney said that they found less than a gram in a bag
Okay.
in his car during the traffic stop.
All right. So at that point, would you not think that, I don't know, Conrad, you went to school down there, and I know you didn't play basketball. At that point, though, don't you think Nate Oates probably gets wind of that?
I would find it hard to believe that he did not. Yes.
Yeah. That's where I was going with that.
Yeah.
But maybe they're not related. But you get pulled over for something. I don't know.
Would you? And again, this is by no ways defending what he did because he made a stupid mistake. Maybe you look at it as, well, I got off with kind of a free pass on this one, so maybe I'm, you feel invincible a little bit.
Well, we're trying to use logic to rationalize like why he didn't do anything. But if you've got 2.1 pounds of pot, I think you throw out that line of thinking altogether. If you're holding that at your residence.
Yeah, I had a couple people when I came into the restaurant today. They were asking me about the potential of Aden Holloway being available at any point in the tournament, and I just respectfully said no. It was just a quick conversation. I was
Wouldn't bank on that.
I was like, no.
No.
I mean, he's not even a student. So, and for the university to even consider bringing him or allowing him back on campus, you got to have a hearing. Well, guess what? It's spring break right now.
Well,
nothing's going on.
And
So,
reading his attorney, Mr. Neff, his comments and saying something to the effect of, well, it looks like that there was no intent to sell or distribution. That's the key thing, I think, for Aden Holloway is, and that potentially keeps him out of serving federal time or any time at all.
Yeah.
He made a mistake, but I don't know. We'll find out more. I'm not ready. I'm not ready to, and I don't think everybody is, but bury this kid and lock him under the jail for making a dumb mistake. And it varies in degrees on how many dumb mistakes we made as kids. I made a ton. I made a lot of mistakes as an adult too. So I'm trying to see it on the other side, but just a poor decision.
Coming up on the program at the bottom of the hour, Blake Lovell from Southeastern 16. We'll get his bracket picks as we're about an hour away from tip-off of the NCAA tournament. Rodney Orr from Tider Insider, get his reaction to Aden Holloway being out for Alabama. Speaking of that, the voice of the Alabama Crimson Tide, Chris Stewart, he will join us at 11:15 live from Tampa, Florida. Rob Pate, former Auburn DB. Spring practice kicked off this week as the Alex Golish tenure has begun down on the plains. So we'll get his feelings as spring practice in full gear down at Auburn. But one thing's for sure, Conrad, one more opportunity for our listeners to be involved in our bracket challenge.
That's right, Pat. If you've ever wanted to win $1 million, this might be your opportunity. So thanks to our great friends at Twin Peaks. Go visit the guys and Molly out there today in Hoover. We'll be out there tomorrow as well. But they have brought back our $1 million bracket challenge here on Jocks. Pick a perfect bracket, and you're going to win $1 million. If you hit 60 games correctly, you're going to win $10,000. The top local bracket is going to win a $250 Twin Peaks gift card, as well as a Stardom couples package that's worth up to $300. Deadline to enter is today. You got about 42 minutes left. The deadline is 10:59 a.m., and you can enter over at jocksfm.com.
All right, that will be a lot of fun to follow your picks. Get involved in the bracket challenge here at Jocks. Come out and see us. We're live at Twin Peaks in Hoover. Doors will open up at 11, but I suggest that you get here as quickly as possible because this place will be packed. Televisions galore. Watch all the games and watch Molly, her live reaction to Nebraska getting their first ever NCAA tournament win. Yes, that's what I'm promoting, the win. I'm not talking about the loss.
I hope
Is that
she
a jinx,
didn't
Molly?
it. Yeah.
I didn't jinx it.
Sweating.
Giving you luck.
Sweating.
Yeah. It would be so Nebraska to lose, you guys.
I know.
That's not going to happen today.
Like I can't get my hopes up.
Conrad
with
remembers
anything about the school.
Remember the bowl
Because I always
game?
get let down.
Oh, the Iowa.
bowl game that you guys
Oh.
played that December.
Yeah.
Well, that
And
was
we
my
watched
fault
it
because I took
unfold.
the rally hat off. And
Do you remember? Yeah, Conrad, I pulled you aside and I said, "Get ready. We're going to have to be there for her."
Yeah,
And then it all
Where's your beanie?
it all fell
I can't
apart.
find it.
she
You
couldn't
couldn't
find
find
that or the
No.
corn head.
Yeah, I don't know what I did with my
You don't have the
winter
corn head?
gear. Yeah, I don't know where it's at. I think it's in Huntsville. I don't know why it would be there. I can't find it. It used to be in the office, but it wasn't in there
We
yesterday.
did move.
That's true.
If you see somebody walking around your complex wearing a corn
What
head,
a weird thing to steal, though.
you'll be like, hey,
Yeah.
give my corn head back.
Okay, serious question, Molly, quickly. If Nebraska wins, I'm not going to say win, if they win today, where would this rank all time for you as a Nebraska fan in your lifetime? Where would this rank as moments for your fandom?
You know what? It would be on up there, Conrad.
Top three?
I thought it might be
Probably.
number one.
Yeah, probably.
Ooh.
Number one?
I mean, guys, we were not good at anything when I was in school. Well, I mean, we were good at volleyball and bowling.
How many national championships did y'all win in volleyball? When you were
None
there?
when I was there,
Oh.
but we have 5. But we went to the national championship my junior year, but we lost to Wisconsin in 5 sets.
Why don't you go across the way to DSW and get you some high top sneakers? I think that will change the look. Yes, you just look like a baller.
Okay.
We'll get you a sweatband.
Oh, she's got a jersey on.
I know.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. She puts on the high top.
Mm-hmm.
We'll find you
Why
some
don't
red
you
and
wear
white high top sneakers.
Tominaga's headband?
Yeah.
Actually, I think I have a white headband. I'm not even kidding.
Throw it on.
You
You
gotta
got to throw it on, Molly.
You gotta wear
I'll
it.
look at my backpack.
It's
I think.
game day.
I'll look at my backpack.
It's for Go Big Red.
All right, come out and see us. We're at Twin Peaks. Doors open up at 11. Bottom of the hour, Blake Lovell from Southeastern 16. Get those brackets in on the Jocks Bracket Challenge. It's all straight ahead here on a very special edition of Three Man Front. Oh, yeah, the return of three-man front live from Twin Peaks in Hoover. Doors open up at 11. We'll be here for the next 2 days. Come on by and see us. Have lunch today. Watch some great basketball games as the tournament gets started. You know, your foundation and waterproofing specialist is Deep South Construction Pros. Deep South is a family-owned company with real southern roots. If you're dealing with foundation issues or moisture problems, Deep South Construction Pros are the experts. Foundation repair and waterproofing, that's the backbone of what they do, from cracks and wood damage to crawl-space moisture and mold. Their trained crews fix the problem at the source. The owners are proud Alabama locals. They still call this place home, and they're committed to serving families across Alabama and Tennessee. In the Deep South, reputation, as we all know, means everything. That's why Deep South Construction Pros, they put their name on every job. Get started today. Just go to their website, deepsouthconstructionpros.com. That's deepsouthconstructionpros.com. Do you see what's happening over here?
I do. She got the sweatband on. Looks good.
Do I look like Sam Hoiberg?
You look like you could definitely play for Nebraska with a blonde hair.
You're like
Okay, cool, thanks.
Tamanaga. What's his name? Tamanaga?
Keisei Tominaga.
Tamanaga.
Yes.
There you go.
Speaking of which, I think we have some currency that we're going to be able to exchange.
Yes. FSU Dave has notified me that he has some currency just in case Conrad does win or his wife wins the bracket challenge, that we can exchange for some Chinese currency.
Well, speaking of currency, I don't know if they're going to accept the Chinese currency here at Twin Peaks in Hoover, but we've got $3.97 22-ounce frosty glass Bud Light and Budweiser all day long, and we got extra TVs that they have installed
They've
here.
added seven. That's right. 2 85-inch TVs.
Yeah, you're not going to miss a moment of the action. We broadcast until 2 today. We're here 10 to 2 tomorrow. So join us right here in Hoover off of Highway 150, John Hawkins Parkway, if you will, or Creekside Drive if you're coming in the other way.
Yeah, so we've already told you the little update, well, not much, in regards to Aden Holloway. He is expected to be out. Meanwhile, the Auburn basketball team, it became official. They will play Sunday afternoon at 5:30 against Seattle University. So that will be an interesting game indeed. The winner of Auburn and Seattle U will play the winner of Liberty and Nevada. So it'll be another win away from.
Just got to go 1-0 this week, Pat.
That's right.
Or 2-0, I guess, technically.
Yes, very much so. I did see where, according to ESPN Analytics, the Duke Blue Devils have the best opportunity at 23% to cut down the nets to win the national championship. So I asked my partners, do any of y'all have Duke winning your bracket?
I do.
Molly says no.
I don't.
Nope.
I went chalk because for all season long, with Florida being the exception, I thought that from the start of the season, roster, how they played, that Michigan, Arizona, Duke, and I guess you could probably throw in Florida right now. Those being the teams, I don't see that changing, but yes, I see Duke winning it all.
Duke had the best chance at 23%, followed by Michigan at 16%, Arizona 14%. The next one surprised me. Houston. Not Florida.
I love the way that Houston plays, but towards the end of the season, I don't know, maybe it was just it's a long season, but showed some chinks in the armor. I thought that Houston's team last year was better than their team this year.
I agree.
So, no, Houston is not in my Final Four.
No, they're not in mine either. Yours, Molly?
Nope, not in mine.
Conrad?
No, I have them losing to Florida.
Okay.
Is UConn a pretty popular pick?
No. Not based on the analytics. Not based on what we remember in the wonderful college football days, the FPI that we look at so often. It's interesting. They if you add up it came out to where Alabama was the 14th overall seed in regards to all the seeding when it came out on Sunday.
Yeah.
So if you were to take the top 4 seeds based on their national seed ranking from Sunday, the East is considered the toughest region. And that's the region that has no SEC teams, that has all the so-called blue bloods with Duke, UConn, Michigan State, and Kansas. The second toughest, based on that number, is the South, with Florida, Houston, Illinois, and Nebraska. That is the second toughest based on your overall seeding. Coming as the third best region, or the third toughest, I should say, is the Midwest region that Alabama is in. And then Arizona, Purdue, Gonzaga, and Arkansas. That is considered that region to be the easiest based on the overall seeding.
Yeah, Illinois is going to be an interesting team to watch as they work through that South region, as you mentioned. Another team that not really sure what I'm going to get is Purdue. Sometimes they're Purdue, sometimes they're Purdue, but it feels like maybe this could be a year that Purdue shakes some things up. But golly, I just can't get past. How many times has Purdue done it to you?
Done it to me a lot.
A lot, yeah.
And I mean, they're playing their best basketball, obviously, at the right time of the year. But, man, watching that team during the season.
That's why you pick Wisconsin, Landrum.
Oh, I've got Wisconsin. Iowa State would be the other one. Just, I think I got that team figured out, but I don't know. That's one to circle for me.
Yeah, no question. Well, our next guest, he's going to tell us who he likes. That is Blake Lovell from Southeastern 16. You hear him on this program every single week during the college basketball season. We'll get his feelings on the Southeastern Conference, Florida, Arkansas, Bama, Vandy. Could someone get hot, get themselves in the Final Four? We'll ask him next on Three Man Front.
Welcome back in, three-man front. As you hear the music, we got tournament action today. We're at Twin Peaks in Hoover. That's our customary spot here the first couple of days of tournament action. We're here today until 2 o'clock, maybe a little bit after. You've got plenty of TVs to watch all the action. Don't forget about the $3.97 Bud Light and Budweiser 22-ounce draft. Got to tell you about our friends at Noto Roofing. I actually talked to Chris at Noto the other day. Sammy and Matt, they are the owners, but Noto Roofing, they're going to take care of you. Justin, who works with us here at Cumulus, they were just in and out replacing his roof in just one day. They came out, and I told you guys they did the inspection. We've been working with the insurance company and the claims adjuster and getting all of that process. They've made it so seamless for me. They can do the same for you. This is a company that is not going to leave you holding a bag or wondering when are they coming back. They're going to warranty all their work right here, homegrown from the state of Alabama and Metro Birmingham. It's Noto Roofing. All inspections free to Jocks listeners. NOTOroofing.com. That's Noto, NOTOroofing.com. Always tell them Landrum from Jocks sent you.
Joining us now on the Higginbotham Hotline from Southeastern 16, Blake Lovell joins us here on the program. Blake, I hope you're doing well. Happy start of the NCAA tournament. My first question before I get into your bracket and other musings around the Southeastern Conference, I do have to ask you, how has your opinion changed, if any, about this Alabama basketball team now that Aden Holloway will not be a member?
Yeah, I mean, there are some differences, I think. And, I know sometimes I've seen some people on social media, well, it's just Aden Holloway, right? It's only our second leading scorer, no big deal. I don't know if I would go that far. I think it is something that's going to need to be monitored here a bit just based on the path for Alabama. And, there's some pretty good statistical things out there just about how good Alabama's been, with Philon and Holloway on the floor versus without Holloway. And it's kind of the same. There's a great stat. Caleb Turrentine had it out there about, the difference in sort of production when you have Amari Allen and Aden Holloway on the floor. And then when you take Holloway off the floor, that dips a bit. And so, like, all those different rotational type things, I think you have to certainly consider going into a one-and-done type tournament. You win or you go home. That's what it comes down to. So Alabama's got to shift some things around a little bit, and I think they've at least got a first-round opponent in Hofstra that's going to test them somewhat, I think, in terms of the style, if they can play it the way they want. But, there's still a lot of upside with this Alabama team that's really going to be dependent on their ability to make shots from the perimeter. But, yeah, I think that it's a bit of a difference when you look at how effective he's been from three this year.
Blake, you consumed a ton of basketball in Nashville at the SEC basketball tournament last week. As far as lasting impressions, teams that might have left that lasting impression heading into this week in tournament games, who maybe were some of those teams that maybe helped their case in your eyes or maybe hurt their case heading in?
Yeah, I mean, and it's probably an easy choice to go with the two teams that played for the title. But, I mean, you did have the 3 and 4 seed in Arkansas and Vanderbilt there. And, the committee didn't do them any favors. I thought both of them really got tough draws. And I think that was kind of the name of the game here to me. Vanderbilt got, perhaps the toughest 12 seed in McNeese, just in terms of how they force turnovers and all that. I think there's some people that are a lot more confident in that matchup for Vanderbilt than I am, because I've seen Vanderbilt against pressure this year, and it's not always been pretty. So we'll see how that plays out, but I think you have to feel pretty good about, getting the win over Florida and just feel like you are playing your best basketball right now, which is where you want to be. If they get past McNeese, I think things open up a little bit, no matter who they play in the second round with Nebraska or Troy. And then you would get likely a rematch with Florida. So, and then for Arkansas, I mean, I'm probably as confident as a first-round game, I hesitate to say this for any Arkansas fans listening, as any when it comes to Arkansas and Hawaii, because I just think it's a great matchup for the Hogs. But then it's like, man, you're looking at a potential Wisconsin second-round game, maybe High Point, I don't know, but like Wisconsin would be tough. Then you got Arizona, and then you're likely looking at an Arkansas or a Purdue or Gonzaga down there, and that's a pretty tough region. And so I think these two teams feel pretty good coming out of the SEC tournament, but like I said, I don't think the draw necessarily did them a lot of favors.
Blake Lovell joins us from Southeastern 16. You can follow their work there on YouTube. It is worth to subscribe and find out everything you want to know about Southeastern Conference basketball. All right, Blake, which SEC team in the bracket, in your opinion, is most susceptible for an early exit?
Yeah, I mean, again, I have kind of leaned in on the McNeese Vanderbilt one because I just think it's sort of such a it's such an extreme when you're playing the team that forces the most turnovers in the country. If that were to win out, even against a team that's done a good job statistically of taking care of the ball, I worry about that a little bit for Vanderbilt. At the same time, Vanderbilt can exploit a lot of McNeese's weaknesses. So I think that's one that you're certainly looking at that I would circle just in that classic 5-12. If this was a 4-13, I may not even consider it. But because it has a 5 and a 12 beside it, we've seen these kind of situations before. Elsewhere, obviously the teams that are in those 7-10, 8-9 games, I mean, I think you certainly look at some potential issues there for an A&M against St. Mary's. The same, I think, with Kentucky against Santa Clara. I think that's the thing, guys. The more I look at this Miami, Missouri, too, this is not – I think this is one of the ones where the SEC got 10 teams in, but, I don't love the draw necessarily for several of these teams. And so I think that's really what it's going to come down to is just can you kind of get through this first-round matchup, which it feels like there's a lot of tricky ones across the board for the SEC potentially. If so, you never know what can happen from there. But I do think it's one where I would certainly circle a lot of these first-round matchups and feel like these could be, potential 3, 4, 5-point type games. And, again, the variance there just can differ between game to game.
All right. If you discussed it, I apologize, but two of the games and two of the matchups that a lot of people aren't talking about, at least around these parts, when you look at your bracket, they're there at the bottom. You've got Kentucky taking on Santa Clara there from the West Coast, St. Mary's taking on Texas A&M. I kind of lean St. Mary's based on folks we've talked to that say that they retooled their roster just building it for tournament time. How do you see those two matchups?
Yeah, I mean, I can't, there's family pools, work pools, all that in the brackets. I don't think I picked Texas A&M once, and I just think it's sort of a situation which of course means congratulations to the Aggies. But I think that St. Mary's, again, is the kind of team that you feel like, and you said it, it's sort of like they are built for something like this. When you look at just kind of the way they've established it, they shoot the ball a lot better than I think they have in recent years. That's something else to keep in mind. Last year they were a team that won 29 games. Of course, we saw them get beat by Alabama in the second round, but they couldn't shoot it at all. This year they're a top 15 team in terms of shooting the three. They're also the best free throw shooting team in the field, which I never undervalue when it comes to close games. And then, they're a pretty good defensive team too, especially on a rebounding department. So I think St. Mary's is kind of that sneaky team where if you get them against Houston where it's a low possession game, all bets are off at that point potentially, just based on the fact that this Houston team feels a little bit different than the one last year. I feel pretty good about St. Mary's in that spot. And then Kentucky and Santa Clara, this is one of those where we know Kentucky fans would travel anywhere, but the fact that it is in St. Louis, you're going to give Kentucky a little bit of a nod here. But once again, Santa Clara statistically is the kind of team that can give Kentucky a lot of problems because they force a lot of turnovers. Kentucky just does not take care of the ball well sometimes. It's a team that if you let Santa Clara get hot from three and all of a sudden you're Kentucky trying to chase with threes, I don't think that's a good formula either for a team that just has been so up and down offensively. So could I see both WCC teams winning these? Absolutely. I feel pretty confident about the St. Mary's one, and I think the Kentucky-Santa Clara one to me is a little bit more of a toss-up, maybe than Vegas would suggest right now, just based on there's so many things I think you look at and feel like Santa Clara could give Kentucky some issues. So.
Blake, one thing's for sure, and you talk to us each and every week, especially towards the last 30 days of the season, we're not advocating that Auburn should have been in the NCAA tournament, but the NCAA tournament selection committee, they look pretty bad by having Commissioner Gill say what he did over the weekend in regards to SMU, and then SMU's player doesn't play last night, and they took the old tailpipe there as the Miami Redhawks was able to take care of business. When it's all said and done, in hindsight being what it is, were you for or against? Did you have an issue with Auburn being in, being out? Where were you on Selection Sunday on the Tigers?
Yeah, I didn't have a problem with Auburn being out, but I also was someone who kept kind of pounding the drum that I didn't think SMU should be in. And so in that regard, if it came down to the head-to-head, I probably would have taken Auburn over SMU. But in all honesty, again, I was kind of on the anti-SMU bandwagon just because I didn't think this was a team that had a great resume to start with. And if you considered that there was a possibility, if we didn't know 100% sure that, Edwards was going to play, then I still don't know how you could put them into the field, especially when you looked at it and said, okay, that's a team that, let's say we don't know that for a fact, that had lost 5 of 6 without him. I don't think you could have put SMU in the field and felt pretty confident about that. I mean, again, I would have given the nod to Auburn. You could have put Oklahoma in that category, and I don't really think there were any other teams that I thought would even be considered. I thought the ACC teams like SMU, Cal, Stanford, who were all kind of hovering around that bubble, I just was not as convinced on SMU as some people seem to be when you consider they really had, I think, what was it, one kind of top 30 type win, top 35 win over the past 2.5 months, basically. They had beaten Louisville, and, well, that was about it since they had beaten North Carolina on January the 3rd. So I looked at the profile and was like, I don't think they should be in. I thought Auburn probably had a better argument than SMU, but here we are.
Outside of the one seeds, Blake, you got some intriguing teams, some teams that they're not new to this, being a 2 or a 3 seed. Who are the most dangerous 2 or 3 seeds that you see in the field this year?
Yeah, this is where it gets interesting because, if you're a 2 or 3 seed, you've got to really convince me that these ones who have kind of been the dominant teams all year long, how do you overcome these ones if they're able to get through their part of the bracket? And I do think when you look at, for some reason, I feel like people are not exactly buying in on the Zags this year because, of course, they are missing a key player in Huff, but he could come back next week. He hasn't played in a while, and so I think some people are like, well, maybe he's been there the whole season. He hasn't. I mean, he's missed quite a few games, and yet they've still been pretty good. So I think that's a team I would kind of keep an eye on. I don't love their part of the bracket because they probably would get matched up with a Purdue. Honestly, it's probably one of those two, because to me, I think Arizona is probably the best team entering this tournament. And if you're looking at that part of the bracket, they don't have a lot of favors either when you're talking about a potential Arkansas or Wisconsin in the Sweet 16. You could get Purdue or Gonzaga in the Elite Eight. That's a tough road for Arizona. Meanwhile, I'll tell you the teams I don't necessarily trust. I don't trust Iowa State as a 2. I don't trust UConn as a 2. I can't say that I even love a Michigan State, an Illinois, or Virginia as the 3. So I think that's going to lend for a little bit more chaos. And the seed line I would really keep an eye on the most is that 6 seed group, because these have been teams that have been so up and down that you just don't know what you're going to get from them. I'm talking about Tennessee, North Carolina, Louisville, and BYU. Could I see all those teams losing in the first round? Absolutely. Could I see all those teams winning multiple games and knocking off the 3 seed in the second round? Absolutely. That's just kind of what you've gotten with those teams. So I think there's room for chaos when you look at that part of the bracket.
Blake Lovell joining us, always great throughout the college basketball season, focuses on the SEC, but big picture, he just showed you why he's one of the best. Blake, we always appreciate the time. Thank you. Enjoy like the rest of America and like us here at Twin Peaks in Hoover, the first day that we, I guess, officially recognize this thing that we've come to love, in that being March Madness. Thanks for joining us, Blake.
You got it, guys. Thanks.
Blake Lovell joining us on the Higginbotham Hotline. You deserve solutions that are built for you. Higginbotham's your one-source solution for insurance, financial, and HR services, Pat.
All right, the doors are going to officially open up here at Twin Peaks. All the TVs are primed and ready to go. Games will be tipping off right after 11 o'clock, right after the doors open up. So come on by and see some incredible specials here as we get ready for March Madness. This is 3-Man Front on Jocks. We are 10 minutes away from the doors opening up here at Twin Peaks in Hoover. Come on by and see us. We'll be here until 2 o'clock, both today and tomorrow. Should be a fun time, as got 7 new TVs that's been added to all over the slew of TVs that you can see any game at any point in time. And the staff is ready. They're getting
Shoot
all the
around
tables.
is continuing.
Yeah, as the layup lines continue to form.
Yep.
As we're just moments away from
I got
tip-off.
my warm up in, so
That's
I'm
good.
Good.
But flu season is still hanging around and pollen season is coming, so make your home healthier with Train's Clean Effects Home Air Cleaner. It removes up to 99.9% of airborne particles that cause allergy and virus. It's 100 times more effective than standard air filters and 8 times more effective than HEPA room filters. So go and find a dealer near you at train.com.
All right, so let's give you the tip-off schedule for those that are curious. Coming up at 11:15, you will have the 8-seed Ohio State taking on number 9 TCU. Meanwhile, at 11:40, you'll have the Nebraska Cornhuskers, the 4-seed, taking on the Troy Trojans. Very interesting game. And the 12:30 game. So many people out there. They are predicting as this could be the first upset of the day, and that is the 11-seed South Florida in Buffalo taking on the 6-seed Louisville Cardinals. So we'll see if that indeed comes to fruition. That is a 12:30 tip-off. And then after that, a lot of people, including Conrad Van Order, they love them some Badgers. The 5th seed Wisconsin taking on number 12 High Point. Wisconsin's a 10-point favorite today. That is a 12:50 tip. So that kind of gets you the kind of a little appetizer before you get into the deep part of the schedule. 16 games today on the docket.
You mentioned the 6-11 with South Florida out of the American Conference, a team that Rocco Miller identified a month ago as a team to watch from that mid-major, air quotes, level, if you will. Michael Brown out for Louisville, one of their top scorers, a guy that can produce a lot of points. He's got a lower back injury, so I think that this sets up, which is normally not great, but this sets up perfectly for South Florida to advance and get that win today. I've got the Bulls moving on.
Yeah, I do too. I have not been impressed with Louisville this year. That's another team that, to me, it's been up and down all day long. So we'll see exactly what takes place. But 16 games today, and this will go way past probably midnight tonight. So
Yeah.
a lot of fun.
What's your best record on a day one? I think 1 year, and I think I ended up winning the bracket. I went 15-1, 14-2.
That sounds about right for me. I've never gone undefeated.
No, I haven't either. There's stuff to do.
Until today.
What if Paige goes undefeated today?
I will be the happiest guy in the world.
Why would she share the money with you?
She won't. She'll want to go on another trip or something like that, and that's fine. She earned it. She won.
It's always interesting, though, the bracket, and we'll have one that comes in today where you see the guy that's just distraught after the first game has ended.
Yeah.
And you realize that he is the one that took that 12-seed Colorado State that year to make the Elite Eight or the Final Four, and they get bounced in the first game.
Well, so, I mean, anytime there's an opening day or the first day of anything, we're as fans, we're all excited because everybody's 0-0, opening day of Major League Baseball. Everybody's got this spring eternal hope that your team is going to potentially pull the shock of shocks and make it to the World Series, just like we are on the Labor Day weekend, where everybody, you go out there and you let Florida Gators beat Long Island University Sharks, and all of a sudden you think Florida is going to make the college football playoff.
Well, you think you got it all figured out. Basketball would be one thing, but college football, we think we're pretty dialed in, and then we watch an Alabama team go to Doak Campbell and look like absolute vomit.
Wow.
Happy tournament day, Conrad.
Thanks.
Oh, wow. Well, Molly is here on site with us. She's got her basketball headband on. She's got her Nebraska jersey. She is ready for tip-off.
She's wearing a mouthpiece. That's weird.
That is weird.
Well, I'm not wearing it right now, but I do have it with me.
Yes.
Well, you need to
Well, if
make
I
sure.
couldn't wear my corn head, I have to channel in my inner
It's a
Husker
red
player.
mouthpiece, and it's got Huskers written in white. And when
Yeah.
she smiles, it freaks you out.
You know, Howie's already here, and he's all decked out in his Ohio State gear.
Wow.
Mary's here.
Man,
I'm
it's
glad
going to be a
to
rough
see-
start to the day for Howie.
I'm glad to see Mary did not go to Tampa because she's a huge Alabama fan, and Conrad has been telling her that she is not allowed to go to any more Alabama activities because she went to the Rose Bowl.
She did. She saw 38-3.
She did.
Yeah, I think her and I are both banned from Alabama road games of any sport.
Probably a good idea.
I would agree with that.
Yeah, pretty good idea. Well, the doors are opening here at Twin Peaks. You need to come join us. Going to have a lot of fun today and tomorrow here at Twin Peaks and Landrum. Got some incredible deals today at lunch.
Yeah, if you want to come in and belly up and enjoy a ice-cold, teeth-chattering, refreshing 22-ounce Bud Light Budweiser draft, they got them $3.97 today.
Coldest beer in town right here.
It's so much good food to choose from. We've got to get started on that. I need my first round of food. I'm hungry today.
Uh-oh.
We're in a good place.
It's because you know you're going to be up all day watching basketball.
That's exactly right.
All
He's
right, join
prepping
us.
for our study that we're participating in.
Yes.
That too.
Can't wait for that.
This is 3-Man Front. Come join us, Twin Peaks Hoover.